Smart board, smart is the name of the company. When just like Xerox is the name of the company, today we go to take a photocopy, we say give me Xerox. We never say give me photocopy. So this company invented the smart board. The interactive software is very much powerful in this board. So today we see many companies are there, Chinese or local companies, they say I've got the smart board, and we have a perception it's really a smart board. That's not the case, right? So this was one thing which was available, mostly suited for school education. So this was 15 years before invention was done. The second technology is the German technology. What they say, so as a higher education teaching faculty, we never wanted the real board to go away from the classroom. No teaching faculty in the world will like the board to go away from the classroom. When this comes in the classroom, this goes away. So many institutions, they had put the smart board, and next to the smart board they had put the green board. So this is from Germany. So what they say, let us give the comfort to the teaching faculty on which they are comfortable. So we are comfortable on chalk and talk. So when we want to teach using chalk, this board is there. When we want to teach using the technology, this board is interactive. Now why we require interactivity? Always there is a question, why I require interactivity when I've got the board to write, I've got the projector, I've got the PC, why this is required? This is required because the projector, the PC is making your classroom semi-automated. It's not fully automated. I'll just show you the difference. Today when you conduct a lecture in this setup, what you do? You write on the board, draw on the board. Moment you want to show something using the PC, what you do? Are you standing near the board? You leave the board, run to the PC, open the application. Once you open the application, what you do? Again you go back to the projector screen. So this is comfortable, or teaching on the blackboard was more comfortable? 99% all the teaching faculty will say teaching on the blackboard was more comfortable. So Nancy Norton was a teaching faculty. She said to her husband, can you design a board which is smart? So now you see, I don't have to go to the PC. Directly from here, I can touch and open my application. Let it be PPT, whatever application is resting on the laptop, directly from here I can open the application. This is just like a mouse, right? So no need to go to the PC. Directly from here I can open the application. The same surface will turn into a board. So now if I want to write, I don't have to run to the board. I can write on the board itself. So now you see, I did not run in 3 different directions. Directly from here, I could control all the 3 operations. So let us take the Blackboard classroom. When we teach in the Blackboard classroom, we all have learned in that environment. So in Blackboard classroom, what happens? Only one sense is getting triggered, listening. As a student, I listen and I process. I go into imagination and visualization. Now all the students, they don't have the same imagination. So some students were fast learner, they are connected. Some students were average learner, they keep on connecting and disconnecting. The slow learner are disconnected. So Blackboard teaching triggers only one learning sense, listening. That's why we put in the projector, so that we can trigger the second learning sense, seeing. So when both the senses are triggered, learning becomes better. The average learner who could not visualize or imagine now can see the images and videos and he can understand better. But still something is missing. What is that? One learning sense is missing. Touch. Exactly. We say learning by listening, learning by seeing, and learning by doing. So the third sense is important. This will differentiate. The touch will differentiate whether this is a device for the teaching faculty or whether this is a device for the student. I can make this a toy. The kids can come, they can touch, and we can bring the wow factor, excitement in the class. This will differentiate. When we show video, we trigger the touch learning senses. When we explain, we trigger the listening learning senses. Now how to trigger the touch learning senses? We don't have the touch data. So touch data is important. So when we put the smart board, the benefit is we can trigger all the 3 learning senses and make learning better. Now coming to, after designing the smart board, 10 years before we did a survey, and we found there are 2 challenges which are existing in any institution across the world. The first challenge was 40 to 50% teaching faculties are not techno savvy, right? They say, even I go to IIT, many HODs say, give me chalk, I can create the excitement. But I say, sir, in your institution, all are fast learners, they get connected. But there might be some slow learner, average learner, they takes their own time. So we have to use technology to trigger all the 3 learning senses. So this is one challenge still existing in our education system. The second thing, around 40 to 50% teaching faculty, they don't know how to prepare the digital contents. Now if you have to use the technology, you have to design the lecture either on PPT, you need to download videos, download images, you need to type, right? So these percent of teaching faculties are not techno savvy. They don't know how to design the content. So we said these 2 categories of people are using some technology today successfully. What is that? Mobile phone? Smartphone? So we said if we make an interface like smartphone, so that not a single teaching faculty need to remember the command, need to go home, sit on the PC and type. Today it's not possible. We say PowerPoint has become obsolete because it's a content feeding software. Somebody has to feed the content, then only the lecture can be prepared. So we said let us make an interface like smartphone so that not a single teaching faculty in the world need to remember command. So now you see this is icon based, there are no commands. Just like in smartphone, if you need to send WhatsApp, what you do? Go to the WhatsApp icon. Need to send message, you go to the message icon. If you were to write, what icon you could have searched? Something like pen. You see pen. When I click on pen, I can say this is page 4. Keep on writing. If I click on eraser, I just click on eraser, I can erase, or I can erase it in one go. As simple as that. Just enter the class, open this digital smartboard software, click on pen, click on eraser, and conduct your lecture. So today what we do, as a teaching faculty, we all do 3 things. We write a lot, we draw a lot, and third thing we do is, we erase a lot. Why we erase? Because we have to create more space, right? 40% of the teaching career goes in doing these 3 things. Write, draw, erase. Not a single word or a diagram is saved for future reference. So now you see, I don't have to erase from today. I just need to open a page, keep on writing, keep on drawing. All these pages are saved. So imagine today you teach one topic in this class, you write, you go to other class, teach the same topic, you write, you teach the same topic, next year you write. Nobody thought of automating the blackboard operation. So now you see, all these are 50 pages can be saved. Now jumping to the interesting point, how to create contents. As a teaching faculty, I don't have time going home, sitting on the laptop and type. So we said, why not to give the typing pen T? So now you see, I've got a typing pen T. I write here, maybe flower. I write here, lungs. It will type for me on the spot. I write here, water cycle. It will type for me on the spot. Not a single teaching faculty now is required to go home. Higher education, this is a higher education software. I'm saying I'll show you software of Smart also, made for school education, right? So no typing required for PPT. Just write, it will type for you. Now imagine I'm a teaching faculty who is not techno savvy. I want to trigger the visual learning senses. I require images. So now you see, I just send this here. Okay, I've taken 2. You see now, I just drag the flowers there. These are lungs. Flower lungs. I have clubbed 2 things. So this has given me flower lungs. And show the video by just clicking on the video. You see now, getting videos also, I just need to write the topic name and just drag it out. I get the videos live in front of the class. If you say teaching faculty is not techno savvy, to download the video is a big challenge. So now
you can directly show any video live in front of the class. So you see, preparing contents not required. This software is so powerful, it will give you the contents. Right? Now you see, I have written on how many pages? 6 pages. I said this is Blackboard teaching, but doing it digitally. Same thing I could have done on the board also, but everything could have been lost forever. Here I get the benefit of typing pen and fetching the images and videos. Now, I want to leave the board operations and jump to the digital operations. Lecture is a combination of physical teaching on the Blackboard, digital teaching on the laptop. So one click, I am on my PC. Now you want to show a video. So imagine when you show a video in the class, how many times it has happened, you try to explain these are the hearts, these are the veins, or these are the arteries, but the student sitting there understand in a reverse way. Why this is happening? Because you can't write on the videos. So now, as a higher education teaching faculty, we all wanted pen to write, right? So we said, why not to give the pen to the teaching faculty? So you open a PPT, you can write, you open Excel, you can write, you open a video, you can write. So just by clicking on the pen, I can start writing and say these are the veins or these are the arteries and this is the way the blood flows. Imagine now, right? So pen to write was required for the teaching faculty. Imagine the students, they open the notebook, what they write? They write only the Blackboard contents. Can they write video? Can they write Excel? No. So what was required for the teaching faculty? You wanted camera. The mobile camera which is there in your mobile, we keep on taking the snaps wherever we go, something important. Same camera we have given here. So you can just click on the camera and you can take the snapshot. You see, 7th page is your video content. The Blackboard content, the video content, right? Sometimes learning is really difficult and very complex. Some student might say, I'm not getting some part of the complicated diagram. Can you explain me in part? No issue. You can just draw and pick up certain area and bring it for discussion on a white page. Imagine something from map of India, something really complicated. You can just choose, bring it for discussion. Video contents, Blackboard content. Whatever I say for PPT, we all have designed the contents on PPT. So we want our PPT lessons also to jump into this single file. In one click, your PPT will also jump here. One click, PPT is into this software. You see now? Your PPT is also into this software. Now, it happens, we don't design all the PPT lessons. Some lessons we borrow from the colleague. It happens, this was designed for the classroom, but presentation is happening in the auditorium. Then what to do? These images will not be relevant. No worries, you can just touch and you can make these images large or small. You always wanted, if I can write on the PPT, I can explain better or students can relate better. So now you can write on the PPT frame also and you can put your ideas in a better way. So I can bring any software into these white pages, explain, and once this is done, I can save this to PDF and I can mail it to all the students so that they can refer this again and again. Now I come to a major point. In our country, many institutions purchase smart classroom for status purpose. Just to show to the world, we are having the technology. But if you do the auditing, you'll find it's not effectively being used. Many teaching faculties are not trained. Many, they have the skill, but they don't have the will to use it, right? I ask a question, technology is for whom? Is it for slow learner, average learner, or fast learner? It's for whom? Since all the types of students sit in the same classroom, but it's for all. But these students, they don't require much of the support system. These two students, they require a lot of support system. What's the difference? The retention level is very low. I'll just give an example. Like when we were teaching maths in school, there were two formulas, a square plus 2ab plus b square, a square minus 2ab plus b square. Let me put some third formula also, right? Now, we write these formulas on the board, we rub it to proceed with the numericals. What happens with the slow learner and average learner? They can't retain these formulas, they're disconnected. Once they're disconnected, they are not engaged. Whatever we try, the way we try to teach them, they are not going to get it. So what to do? Now we can teach the slow learner by not leaving the page. So I just drag on this, what I've written, and I'll make a group of this. Now I shrink, keep it on the top. You see now, if the complete board is filled, you can't shrink it, right? So this way you can teach the slow learner. You teach theory of conditioning, then other theory. All the theories can be made shrink like this thumbnail, and we can teach on one page. So this way we can teach the slow learner. Now slow learner will come and say you, I got just 20% what you taught today. Is it possible you can redo the lecture for me? Not possible. 1 or 2 lectures you can do. Can you do all the lectures? No. So now, can you record lecture like Khan Academy? Khan Academy is what? Uncle and nephew. Uncle was teaching very good maths. He was there in India. Child was getting good grades. Being an engineer, he got transferred to USA. He can't teach now. So he thought of recording the lecture. So today, if you wish to record a lecture, how to do that? So we said, we all are champions in using this tool, and we know how to record. If you give the same recording icon which is existing in the mobile phone here, and saying to all the teachers in the world not to worry about learning a new method, how many lectures they can record? Many lectures. So now you see, you wish to record maybe theory of conditioning. You just click on the red dot. You'll give the name, like I'll take human heart, and I'll give the name human heart, save this, and recording is started like Khan Academy. So maybe I say today I'm going to teach, okay, this is page 1. Today I'm going to teach about human heart. So we say flipped classroom, right? So we can record the lecture. Maybe on the board it takes me 10 minutes to explain. I can fetch images from the my cloud. So 10 minutes the board thing is getting recorded. Then I want to switch. I can go to the video, run the video. This is getting recorded. I can annotate on this video, and I can put my points. This is also getting recorded. The way it happens in Khan Academy, we see in the YouTube, the lectures, is the same feature being used there also. Maybe this is done. I want to add my PPT also. I can just open the PPT. Every slide I can write, I can give my voice. Once this is done, you will see you have created a lecture like Khan Academy. This is required. This is required. So if we have got 500 lectures for the slow and the average learner, they are going to benefit. So the way I have done, the same way it is recorded. Ma'am, the laptop speakers are not that powerful. It has captured the voice. So this way we can record the lectures. This way we can record the lectures. Now, when I train the teaching faculty, we give the total package. Training the teaching faculty. Now there are many types of recording. We see on the YouTube, the teaching faculty is seen in a small window, and parallelly the applications are opening, right? So if you wish to record like this, there are, I say, 4 methods to record a lecture. The first method is your Office 365 PPT. If you have got this, you can sit on the laptop, record. End of the recording, you'll find your PPTs to be this. The second method, now on the Office 365, I can only record PPT. I wish to take all the application on my laptop sitting at home and create these type of contents. There is a software called Screencast-O-Matic. So I can download this software and start preparing contents like this. The third method is your Windows 10 PC can become a camera. Now this laptop, which is resting on the table, this can become a camera. I can keep the laptop in front of the board and just activate the camera icon. It can record the lecture. The only challenge is it can't run the software and record also. I need to use two computing devices. The fourth option is a studio classroom. What is a studio classroom? The world has made this very much complicated. MOOC Studio, we need to spend 50 lakhs, 1 crore, like IIT or SNDT, and then only I can record my lectures. Right? So, we record using this camera also, but we get frustrated. This is a fixed camera. I have to move in this way. So, what is required to create a studio classroom? One camera. Now, this camera should move. This is a recording of SIES college. The same camera is put in. So, the same camera I can mount it just like a projector. This camera is smart. I don't have to call the students here, kindly face the camera. The camera will move. Right? So, I'll show you. So, this is a recording of SIES. You see the broadcast quality recording. Just walk in inside the class. You don't have to worry, I have to record and do those things. Automatically, recording is activated. We just need to press record on the remote. We can start. You see picture in picture. Right? So, only camera is required. A PTZ camera. Then, for the sound, we use Auja mic, and we are not happy. There's a fan sound. So this mic, what I'm wearing right now, is a digital mic. It will cancel the sound, the fan sound, AC sound, and it will give you the neat and clean recording. So now, camera, this digital mic. That's all will make your studio classroom. I just have to add a small box, a recorder, where all the videos will be saved. So only 3 things are required to create a studio classroom. Now you see in IIT lectures, MIT lectures, what happens? Teaching faculty will not run the PPT and stand in front of that. So when PPT is shown, means the laptop contents are directly going to the recorder. So I just need to add a video switcher so that I can switch from the laptop to the camera. So this is also there on GEM. This setup is also there on GEM. You see picture in picture. This is possible, right? So 4 types of recording. So already colleges are having projector. Why to purchase another display device, right? I need to add value in your setup. Wherever the projectors are there, you can make your existing setup smart, right? Now, time has come, virtual teaching. Maybe students are not there in the classroom because they are stuck up somewhere in the traffic, somebody is not well. What to do? Is it possible we can teach from any location and students can learn from any location, right? So now you see, without the camera, on this setup, you can conduct a virtual lecture. How? I just have to, we all use Skype. Just like Skype, there is a software called Zoom VC. I just need to, this is free for Windows and Mac. Just download this software on Windows PC and just open it. It shows a number. As a student, I can go to my Play Store, download the Zoom app. Now maybe I am in USA, I am not well for 2 months, I am missing 100% lectures. No worries now. I just have to punch in this number on my mobile phone and I am connected to the class. 100 students can be connected at one time. Now there is a 300 students. Without investing single rupee, the same setup will turn into your virtual classroom. Heavy rains are there, we can't teach, we can conduct virtual lecture. The third thing which is picking up very fast is virtual reality. You go to mall in Mumbai, you find somebody wearing a camera. Kids are wearing camera, VR camera, holding a bat. What is that? Physically they are into the mall, mentally they are gone into different world. So is it possible we bring VR in the classroom? We can't give VR cameras to the student, but what we can do, we can run the VR experiences on the surface. So now I want to take the kids to the Toyota plant, or I want to take them to solar system, or deep in the sea, how to jump from the height. Those trainings I need to give. So I can run those experiences on this surface. So now you see, this is a VR experience triggering the touch learning senses. Remember when I started my session, I said 3 senses need to be triggered. So now you call a child, student, he will come, he will touch, and he can go anywhere in the plant. Yeah, so now journey inside the human body, solar system, touching the whale, all these experiences are available. We just need to download these experiences and run on this surface.